Couple of years back, I was deeply disturbed on why things were not going the way I wanted it to go in spite of my best efforts and intentions. One morning I was checking my mails and in popped an email from a digital marketer. I would have ordinarily ignored and immediately deleted the mail. But for some reason, I happened to scroll through it, and towards the end of the mail, The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer was referred to. The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer came into my life exactly when I needed it. It seemed as if the book was sent by the universe to answer some of my questions and dilemmas. The Surrender Experiment outlines Michael Singer's experiment in surrendering to life. Instead of bringing his own preferences and likes and dislikes, he simply decides to say yes to what life offers him. In doing so, he learns to quieten the voice of the ego and is taken on a phenomenal journey that perhaps even he couldn't have ever imagined. Michael says that the scope of life is universal, and the fact that we are not actually in control of life's events should be self-evident. The universe has been around 13.8 billion years, and the processes that determine the flow of life around us did not begin when we were born, nor will they end when we die. What manifests in front of us at any given moment is actually something truly extraordinary. It is the end result of all the forces that have been interacting together for billions of years. We are not responsible for even the tiniest fraction of what is manifesting around us. Nonetheless, we walk around constantly trying to control and determine what will happen in our lives. No wonder there's so much tension, anxiety, and fear. Each of us actually believes that everything should be the way we want it, instead of it being the natural result of all the forces of creation. This puts us in a constant battle of our way versus the way it would be without our intervention. This battle between individual will and the reality of life unfolding around us ends up consuming our lives. When we win the battle, we are happy and relaxed. When we don't, we are disturbed and stressed. Since most of us only feel good when things are going our way, we are constantly attempting to control everything in our lives. What would happen if we respected the flow of life and used our free will to participate in what's unfolding, instead of fighting it? What would be the quality of life that unfolds? Michael Singer says, "I have devoted the last 40 years of my life to see where the flow of life's events would naturally take me. My story of these 40 years is simply the story of what happened, and the assertion of will was guided by what life was doing instead of what I wanted it to be doing. My personal experiences is that aligning my will with the natural forces unfolding around us leads to some surprisingly powerful results." Over the years, I had come to see that I really had no idea where life was going to put me on any given day. And, in truth, it was none of my business. My job was to simply continue surrendering and serving what was put in front of me. The flow of life had served as a sandpaper that, to a great extent, freed me of myself. Unable to unbind myself from the incessant pull of my psyche, in an act of sheer desperation, I had thrown myself in the arms of life. From that point forward, all I did was my very best to serve what was put in front of me and let go of what it stirred up within me. Joy and pain, success and failure, praise and blame, they had all pulled at what was so deeply rooted within me. The more I let go, the freer I became. It was not my responsibility to find what was binding me, that was life's job. My responsibility was to willingly let go of whatever was brought up within me. What did I learn from this book? A lot, actually. I learned to listen to the voice in my head as an observer from time to time. I learned to accept when things did not go my way. And instead of withdrawing and being sullen about it, I learned to participate fully in what life was offering me. Most importantly, I learned that it was okay to not always be in control of life, especially when life itself was in control.